to Bill-ievers Talk with Joe and Steve. We are your hosts. I'm Joe.
I'm Steve.
And in this edition and the next edition as well, we're going to go over our mock drafts.
Yeah.
We're going to call it Mock Draft 1.0 only, right? I don't know, just something about people who make like 7, 8 mock drafts. I'm like, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, when you go a month out, it's a little
Yeah.
hard to tell, and if somebody trades like the Jets did trade to the Colts,
Right.
That kind of throws off the whole entire thing, and you start over again.
Exactly. So we're 2 days away from the draft. Hopefully, we're done with trades for a little bit. So when we put these out there, it's as close as possible. But also, I was thinking about this as well. Like if you do 5 mock drafts and one of them's correct, you could be like, oh yeah, I called that, and it's like, stop.
Or you get the 23rd pick right in the first mock draft,
Right.
and the 16th right in the second.
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, I called those picks.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Yeah. So this is going to be our mock drafts, and this episode we'll go through mine, and then the following episode we'll go through Steve's real quick, just do a quick rundown. And for most of these, we're not going to give you analysis of each player.
No.
You have heard the analysis of most of these players, so we'll spare you that. But we are excited to get these out to you, and we're just closer to the draft.
Yeah.
Right, so that's exciting. Before we go through this, however, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Bill's content around the league will be here. We're very excited about the draft, like we said, and so just follow us, and we'll be here for all the Bills content throughout the whole season. So let's get started, right? Let's get started. All right, so here's my 2018 NFL mock draft. First pick, we have Sam Darnold. Right.
Yeah.
I think that's basic. I feel like all the chatter we've had now is just that chatter.
Yeah.
People talking about Josh Allen. I'm like, no.
Well, or maybe you're trying to gauge some interest in getting somebody to trade up for that certain player.
Absolutely.
But I connect the Browns with Darnold too.
Mm-hmm.
I connect with the USC.
Right.
Hugh Jackson.
Right.
That's just my connection with it, and that's why I agree with your pick there.
Sam Darnold. Number 2, we have Bradley Chubb of the going to the New York Giants, edge from NC State.
Yeah.
So that's what we have going there.
Yeah, and the only other time the Giants picked 2, they got Lawrence
Taylor. Right. Exactly.
And Dave Gettleman's known for wanting to win up front.
Yep.
So that's
that sounds
a
like
good
a great pick there. New York Jets traded with the Colts probably about 2 months ago. Probably a month ago. It just seems like it was forever ago. I have them then taking Josh Rosen, QB out of UCLA.
My guy.
Yeah, your guy. I really love Josh Rosen.
Think he's the best passer in the draft, best quarterback. I think he's the most safe quarterback too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He won't have the highest potential of some of these other guys. Like Josh Allen, to me, has the highest potential.
Right.
But there's so much unknown with him, and he's inaccurate. I just believe Rosen is the cream of the crop. Like I said, there's some other guys who you might say might end up being a better career, but Josh Rosen's the safest pick, and I think the best overall quarterback as of now.
As of now, yeah, I think the biggest question mark with Rosen would be injuries, and that's nothing you can predict. So why not take that? And the Jets obviously trained 3. They're getting a quarterback. At number 3, so that's, to me, that's the second best guy on the board as far as what the NFL says. Obviously we think differently, but number 4, Cleveland Browns. I have running back Saquon Barkley, PSU. I know some people think this is a little early. I really think the Browns would want Chubb in this spot, and I do also believe that they could trade down at this spot if Chubb's not there. I think the hype on Barkley is a little too high. Running back this early in the draft, I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. And I have everyone left available. I could easily see them picking up Saquon Barkley in this spot.
Yeah, no, I understand that too. My only thing is they have Carlos Hyde. They do have some running backs. I agree with you that they're going to probably try to trade out, especially if Barkley's there, because somebody might try to trade up to get Barkley.
Exactly.
So I can understand them taking him, and you have your bell cow for the next 4 years or so.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And just, you hate to think that fans have say in what the picks are, but like the hype around this guy is just so huge, especially probably in the Cleveland area where they're not that far from Penn State. As we know, as being close to Penn State ourselves, the hype here is just insane.
And they see him once a year when he plays Ohio State.
Exactly. So so number 5 is the pick you're probably most interested in. This is my first trade of this mock, and we do have trades in our mocks because why not go for it, right? I have the Buffalo Bills trading up to 5, which I think some experts have that now too as well. Denver spot, they have that trade going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk that Denver wants to trade out of there. And obviously, or Bills, or one of the teams that want to trade talk to get up there.
Yeah, and now originally I had us taking Josh Allen, but neither of us liked Josh Allen. I was like, this is my mock. we're getting Baker Mayfield. So at 5, the Buffalo Bills, I have them taking Baker Mayfield, quarterback, Oklahoma.
I'm fine with that. I'll be honest with you. I'd have to see what they give up to get there.
Yeah,
that's
that'd be a
lot,
right.
But I'd be fine with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I think both of us think that giving up a first round in next year's draft is just too much.
Yeah,
because we give up both of our first this year. And I have a couple projected trades, and yet I avoided most of 2019's draft. Yeah. We have so much draft capital now. Why not use that now, right?
Yep. Another thing, quick, I see all these experts out here when the schedule got released.
Yeah.
The Bills are picked to have 2 wins next year. So if I don't know what the Vegas odds are,
right?
But I'd put good money on that the Bills are going to have more than 2 wins as their team sits now.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. But with them trading a first round pick next year, if anybody believes they're going to have 2 wins next year, don't do it because then you have a first pick.
Exactly.
Or close to the top
first pick. Right, exactly. So 6, I have the Indianapolis Colts taking Quentin Nelson. Probably one of the best players in this draft. Unfortunately, he's a guard, so he's not going to be touted as much. But I really think he's a great player. We've got the guard from Notre Dame. 7, Minkah Fitzpatrick, safety out of Alabama. I didn't know did you want to say anything about the last pick?
Quentin Nelson, I believe he's one of the safer picks in the draft.
Oh, absolutely.
Him and Barkley are being talked about being the safest picks, so I just want to touch base on that a little bit. But,
no, I agree with you completely. As a Notre Dame fan, I really do like Quentin Nelson. I mean, if the Giants took him 2 overall, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, you could understand.
I could understand that and say, if you're going to keep Eli, protect Eli, right? Yep. And why not get this guy who some people are saying is a sure thing? I don't know if there's such thing as a sure thing in the draft, but
as close to it as
as close to it as possible. Tampa, I have Minkah Fitzpatrick, safety out of Alabama, probably the best safety in the draft.
Playmaker on defense, which they need.
Exactly. Number 8 is my next trade. I have the Arizona Cardinals, who are I believe more of a desperate need of a quarterback than the Bills are. Trading up to 8 with the Bears and getting Josh Allen, quarterback from Wyoming. And I think this is actually a good fit for Josh Allen. Someone who's from Wyoming going to Arizona and not that far away.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can sit a year.
Right.
If he would come into Buffalo, there'd be maybe some hype about him playing over McCarron.
Yeah.
This way, he would sit a year underneath Bradford, be able to learn a little bit. So the best case scenario for Allen is to sit a year.
Absolutely.
Like I say, he has the most potential out of everybody, but can he tap into that?
Yeah.
The worrisome with me are the inaccurate.
Yeah.
Everybody gets wowed by his arm strength. He got away with things in college because of his arm strength.
Right.
It's a little different in the NFL. You have to have that anticipation and accuracy.
And a little touch to the ball too. Yeah. So I think this is a really good fit for Josh Allen, and seeing him go to Arizona, I happily see him succeed. Right. That's fine. And so that's.
You're in NFC.
Exactly. You go to NFC, have a good time. So 9, we have St. Fran getting Derwin James, safety from Florida State. And then 10, we finish up top 10 with the Oakland Raiders getting Mike McGlinchey from Notre Dame, offensive tackle, someone to protect their glass behind them, and Derek Carr, who seems to get injured all the time. I just feel like they need to improve their offensive line, maybe get some pressure off of Derek Carr.
Yeah, no, that's a solid pick.
Yeah, so that's my top 10. And again, with Oakland, because I believe Mike McGlinchey would be there later. I think they're reaching up. I think Oakland could trade back as well, but in this mock, that's what I'm doing. Miami Dolphins sticking at 11. Miami, I know there's talk about them getting a quarterback. At this point, the 4 top ones are gone. And Miami can, at this point, if this goes this way so far, they can afford to wait, right? Yeah. You have Tannehill. You can get a guy behind Tannehill, but you can definitely wait and get maybe Mason Rudolph, Kyle Aletta, someone like that later in the other rounds. So I have Miami working on their defense and getting Daron Payne from Alabama, defensive tackle. So that's there. 12, Denver. Denver would have that pick now that they traded with the Bills, right? I have them picking Denzel Ward, cornerback, Ohio State. Just with them getting rid of Talib. You want to fill that role. And thanks for the name because it was blanking on it. So I was like, oh wait. But yeah, with them getting rid of Talib, you want someone in there who can fill that role. Younger guy.
He's touted to be the best defensive back in the draft too.
Right.
So
He's isn't he the one that's a little younger, right?
I believe so.
Fitzpatrick, and that's why some people have Fitzpatrick going higher. But tell me if we're wrong. That's fine.
Well, Fitzpatrick's more of a safety slash nickel corner.
Right.
Ward is more of an outside number 1 guy following around.
It's amazing how many times Ohio State safety or Ohio State cornerbacks just show up in the top 10 or whatever drafts. It's crazy. But anyway, so then I have the Redskins picking Vita Vea, defensive tackle out of Washington. Again, just a solid pick. I think he's a safe pick. He needs help with defensive line. I feel like this is the perfect fit for them. Yeah. Green Bay, Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker, Virginia Tech. I think they need help on the defensive side of the ball. And a lot.
Yeah, he's only 19 years old, so he got a lot of room to
exactly.
grow. He's one of the better prospects this year.
Absolutely. So I think that's a really good pick for him. Number 15 is one of those players that I've really loved, and the Bears now get him because they traded with the Cardinals. Is Marcus Davenport, the edge rusher. I've really liked him ever since I watched him at the Senior Bowl, and I think that's a great fit for the Chicago Bears here. Yeah, who just got their young quarterback working on the young team.
A little raw, but get some pressure on the defense side and get their opposing quarterback on the ground and help out your quarterback.
And look at the quarterbacks that they face in their division, right? You got Aaron Rodgers, you got Stafford. I mean, those are some big ones. Cousins now. Yeah. So you want someone to get some pressure on him. And the Bears have also now picked up extra picks from the Cardinals. Yeah. You know, so they have extra picks to move on forward too. 16, we have the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of people have been picking a wide receiver. I don't. I don't know why. I feel like they've done enough with the wide receiver position during the free agent period.
Yeah, they got Snead, Crabtree, John Brown.
Right. I mean, they talked to Dez, but Dez wasn't interested, so they left off the table. But still, I think they have other issues. So I have the Baltimore Ravens taking, again, a guy that has a little pop to his name recently, Leighton Vander Esch, linebacker from Boise State. Baltimore works on defense, right? Like, that's what they do. So I can easily see them going defense here as well.
Okay.
So, So, and then the Chargers would get Raekwon Smith, linebacker, Georgia. And then
at that point, Raekwon Smith's a steal.
That's a steal.
Yeah, that's an awesome pick for them.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's why, again, some people have the Chargers taking a quarterback here and learning Rivers for a year or two. But at this point, you have Raekwon Smith sitting at 17. That's more of a best available compared to what you need. So. 18 is a little fun for me as a person who's not the biggest fan of the Dallas Cowboys. We all know Dallas needs a wide receiver. Well, I have the Carolina Panthers trading with the Seahawks, moving up to 18 to get a wide receiver. I have the Panthers trading up to get Calvin Ridley from Alabama. Wide receiver that I really don't think Dallas would even be interested in if he was available. But it's their first wide receiver off the board. Kind of limits what Dallas can do, and I think this helps Carolina as they got rid of Benjamin. Yeah. You know, they need some help.
They need some more speed. Right. They have a bigger guy in Funchess, but they need some more speed out there. Yeah. And they need a number 1 receiver. Funchess is kind of a number 2.
Right. Funchess is a great number 2 wide receiver. He is. But they need someone to take a little pressure off of him. And to be honest, at this point, behind Funchess, I can't even name another wide receiver from.
I can name a couple, but
not because of how good they are.
Yeah.
19, then I have Dallas taking Cortland Sutton, wide receiver out of SMU. I was debating Sutton and Moore from Maryland. I was debating that a little bit, but I do think Sutton might be the better option at this point. So I just have him going there.
Yeah, I like Moore a little better there, but we can talk about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can talk about that during your draft as well. Number 20, I have the next running back coming off the board with the Detroit Lions, who have struggled with running backs time and time again. So to get a running back for them would be great. I have Darius Geis, running back LSU. I think we can both agree he's probably the second best running back. Well, I know you love Sony Michel.
I love Sony Michel, but I've heard reports of him dropping because of medical issues.
Okay.
So Geis, as far as all the experts, Geis is the number 2 guy. So I can see Detroit taking a running back there because of you've named all the problems, and hopefully that would solve their problems if you're a Lions fan. But
absolutely, but you just never know. I mean, again, this is a crapshoot, right? So, we'll see. My next pick, 21, is the Bengals, because the Bengals and the Bills traded earlier this offseason, so now the Bengals have this pick. I have them taking James Daniels, center from Iowa, which is a guy that Buffalo would be interested in, especially if we still picked here. But he would be coming off the board at this part. I think, if I recall, the Bengals lost their center from last year.
Yeah, Bodine, who's signed with us.
With us, right, exactly. So they need some center help anyway. And so James Daniels, I think, would be a good fit there.
Yeah.
I can easily see Price from Ohio State going here as well, just because Price is you can move him along the line a little bit as well, which is an advantage that he has over Daniels, but we'll see. The Denver Broncos are the next pick, which again was from the trade from us moving up to 5, right? So the Broncos, I have them getting Harold Landry edge rusher, I believe, from Boston College. I didn't write that down, but yeah. So
that'd give another compliment on the opposite side of Von Miller. They do have Shane Ray too, so that'd be a nice rotation.
Nice little rotation. Yeah, I think that'd be great for them. And Denver again is one of those teams, kind of like I said about Baltimore, always seem to do better when their defense is doing well.
Yeah.
So work on that defense a little bit. And again, as you can tell by my mock so far, they're still playing quarterbacks out there who can fill that need later in the draft. Then I have 23, New England, taking cornerback Josh Jackson from Iowa, who I think at this point would be a steal as well.
Yeah, and they need some help in the secondary.
They absolutely need some help in the secondary.
They can't have Rowe out there like they had in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, just remember the Super Bowl, and that is obviously that they need cornerback help. I don't see New England trading up anymore. They have 2 picks that they have now.
They usually trade back. They don't trade up. All this talk about them trading up to get a quarterback, I don't see it happen.
Yeah, and I don't have it on this mock, but I thought it would be very interesting to see if New England uses one of the first-round picks to pick up a tight end. Just saying, Gronk is over there in his bike stuff, so
you never know.
You never know, and it even helps them.
Or could Gronk be traded on draft?
Exactly, all fun stuff. But even if they get, let's say they get a tight end, obviously they'll love the speculation. But remember how good they were with Hernandez and Gronk, right?
Yeah,
they were amazing. Yeah,
the 2 tight end system works
well
with them.
Exactly. So maybe they get a top tight end and work on that 2 tight end system because they need they don't have that great wide receiving core right now, so that will help them out there. So after New England's pick, then I have Seattle picking 24th with their trade with Carolina earlier, and they pick up a corner who I really like, Mike Hughes from UCF. Yeah. So that's who they get there. 25 is another trade. I feel as though chaos creates chaos, and we're talking about 2 trades before draft day about the draft, so I think there's going to be a lot of chaos actually on draft day. But 25, I actually have the New Orleans Saints trading up with the Titans and getting the one quarterback I was talking about in the first round, Lamar Jackson. Quarterback, Louisville. I think the Saints, and again, this is one of those things that's a great situation for Lamar Jackson to learn from Breeze for a little bit. So yeah, that's who I have there. I don't know if you have anything you want to say about that.
I mean, it's a fit.
Yeah, it is.
It's around that range where I would expect him to come off the board too.
Yeah.
And like you said, he gets to sit behind Breeze and learn. I think it could benefit him if he goes there. Obviously, everybody wants to be a top tier pick.
Right.
But sometimes it's better if you sit a little bit and get drafted a little further down with a better team.
Look at Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Right.
We all know Sean Payton's a heck of a quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah. So. Absolutely. So yeah, I think this would be a good fit for him. Playing in that dome might help with that accuracy a little bit more, you know. So I think that's a good pick there. It is a little further down than some people have him, but I just if you watched our QB episode, he hasn't been to. Yeah, not much has been said about him.
Yeah, he's a wild card.
Right. Absolutely.
He's one of those players where you can see somebody jumping up like around 10 or 12 to get him, or he can fall, to the back end of the first round, or maybe even into the second round. Yeah. I don't see him going into the second round. I see him back half of the first round.
Right. Yeah, and it's just gonna be interesting to see what happens to him. Again, we did our QB episode. Neither of us are high on him, but I wish him well. Best of luck to you. I think you have a skill set for it.
If the Bills get him, we'll
exactly.
Be it's not like we're not going to root for the guy, but if we're ranking all of the players in their position, he wasn't one of our top guys.
And at this point, there's a lot of talk about the Bills trading up and getting Allen. I'd rather sit back and get Jackson than trade up and get Josh Allen. I'm just saying.
I'd rather trade up for Allen than Jackson, but it would depend on
what you give up, right? What
I wouldn't trade up to number 2 to get Josh Allen.
Exactly. 26, we have the Atlanta Falcons taking Taven Bryan, defensive tackle, Florida. Tennessee Titans, 27, via that trade to move up 2 spots that New Orleans just did. I have them taking guard Will Hernandez from UTEP. Again, the guy behind you that you need to protect.
And one of my favorite offensive linemen, Hernandez.
Absolutely. So I have them getting younger on their line. Pittsburgh Steelers, gotta love Pittsburgh Steelers taking a linebacker in this spot, right? So that's just the pick. Rashaan Evans, linebacker, Alabama. To me, that just makes sense.
Yeah, it fits, especially with Shazier being injured.
Exactly.
It doesn't look like he'll be able to play football, but you never know. I know he's talking about it, but for his health, maybe it's not a good situation. we don't know any of that.
Right. We don't know any of that.
We wish him the best, and hopefully he can come back and play,
because
because I don't ever want to see a dream taken away from somebody.
Right. Just
but I understand that's the perfect pick for them.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
That situation.
Absolutely. 29, we got Jacksonville, Connor Williams, offensive tackle, Texas.
Yeah.
As I thought about this pick a little bit more, I don't know. I just feel like maybe they'll keep working on that defense. I mean, that defense is strong, really strong already, but maybe 1 or 2 more pieces, and they are the top defense in the NFL. I don't know. But Connor Williams would help them. I mean, they do need offensive tackle help, offensive line help, so we'll see what happens there. My Minnesota Vikings, I have them taking Hayden Hurst, tight end from South Carolina, adding another weapon for Cousins. I believe that, I don't remember who the time was. Was Rudolph still tight end last year? But I think he's gone now, right?
No, he's still there. He's just he's up and down from Rudolph.
Absolutely.
So that could be a nice pick. Especially, I'm not sure of his contract. Maybe his contract's soon coming up. So
yeah, Rudolph coming out of college, I was really high on him. Actually, I really liked him a lot. But yeah, he's had up and down years, so we'll see what happens there. Next pick, 31. I see the Patriots, and I actually have my next pick as a trade, but could very easily be this pick. I can see either Eagles or Patriots trading out. But 31, I have the New England Patriots taking Billy Price from Ohio State. Again, a center or guard. I mean, I've listed as center/guard, but it's probably mostly a center. But they do need help on the offensive line with losing, who was it to the Giants?
Solar.
Their
tackle.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. And then 32, like I said, this is a trade. I have Denver trading up with the Eagles. Not far, because I think they have the 5th pick overall in the 2nd round too. So it's not big, but to pick up Mason Rudolph, QB, Oklahoma State.
And they would get a 5th-year option if they traded into that.
Right. That's actually why I have them trading, because if you think about it, going early 2nd, there's not too many teams who would want a quarterback. But you just never know, who's going to try to trade up at that point to get him, a quarterback needy team, maybe Miami or something like that. And then you got that 5th-year option if you trade into the 1st round.
And they would have 3 first-round picks.
Right, exactly.
This year.
This year.
So they would be giving up to get that extra first-round pick. They'd be giving up some picks that they used from Buffalo.
Bills. Right, exactly.
So that'd be a perfect scenario for Denver.
Absolutely. If you're a Denver fan, you would love it. I think you would love this. But yeah, so we'll see. I did go through my trades a little bit, not too much. Just talking about the first-rounders that we're giving up. Denver would trade their 5th for Buffalo's 12th and 22nd. Chicago traded their 8th for the 15th with Arizona. Seattle traded their 18th for 24. And again, there's going to be more other round picks, but I don't care about those right now. Tennessee trades 25th for 27th with the Saints. And then Eagles trade 32nd overall pick to Denver for probably some 2nd rounders or something like that. So I have 5 draft day trades. It's insane. But why not have fun, right?
and I'm sure there's going to be. I don't have near as much, but
let's have some fun.
I think that it's a possibility. There could be a lot of trades.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, chaos to me creates more chaos. We've had 2 trades already. We're both very excited about the draft. We went through this one real quick. In our next episode, we'll go through Steve's, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. All right, but that's my mock.
Just to recap, you have the Bills trading up.
Yep,
to get a quarterback.
5th overall, get a quarterback, Baker Mayfield, right?
Yeah.
I would be very excited about that. That's my guy. So
I'd be excited too.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all, because I could very easily see the Bills trading up to 2 and getting Josh Allen. I could. I mean, it just makes sense to me. But we're both the Giants and the Bills. But at this time, I was like 5. Let's go get Baker. I feel like at 5, Allen would be gone. Personally, I'm not sure. I know your mock looks a little different. But we'll talk about that in a later episode. So, again, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, we'll continue to talk Bills stuff. We have different opinions, and we'll talk about those. I'm sure you have different opinions too. So comment below, like or dislike this video. Be sure to subscribe. But till next time,
go Bills.
Go Bills. And then what I'll do,